Welcome back everybody. I hope you've had a fantastic new year and happy holidays. In this video I'm not really doing anything to the van. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a update, being as it's been about 14-15 months since I purchased the van, just to go over what I've done, the cost and what's coming up in the future. So yeah, as I said, this is going to be a bit of a boring video if I'm honest. Nothing's going to be happening. I just wanted to give you, the viewers, and the fans of the channel, a bit more of a personal sort of update on the van. So since purchasing the van, we haven't really done a lot. We've done a lot, but we haven't done a lot. Obviously we've put the light bar and the reversing camera. That was like one of the first things that we did on the van. We've got the windows fitted now, and it's all sound deadened. There was a long period where a lot of stuff didn't get done during 2022. There was about an 8-month wait on getting the van painted and things like that. So I haven't been able to get a lot done. I have been researching, I've been looking into ideas, trying to put some money away, but obviously if you're familiar with the UK at the moment, cost of living crisis, all that shit, it's gonna be a bit of a hard ride and a bit of a long one, I reckon. But I am chuffed to bits with the van. It looks mint. The amount of compliments I've had just driving it around like town and things like that, like even having like a delivery driver turn up to my door saying that's a nice looking van. Those are the little comments that sort of make this whole process worth it to me. Obviously I'm not doing it just for that. I do want to be able to take this out and use it, go for a drive across Europe and just take it abroad and use it for purposes like that, weekends away. But it's just having people sort of say that it's nice is really touching to me. If they could see the inside, they might not say so much. It's just full of rubbish at the moment and bits and pieces. So for everyone who has followed the channel and the videos, you'd all know that I like to try and put as much pricing in as I can. Obviously you're probably not keeping track of it, but I thought I'd go over all the videos and work out the total spend on what we've got done so far. So at the moment the total spend that I've done is 2,639 and 25p apparently. That's on the main stuff. Obviously there's little bits of material, like I don't think I put the cost for the wood for the frames in, or the brackets and screws, little bits and pieces like that. So I'm going to add like a 5% on top of that. So roughly at the moment I would put it in the price range of £2,771-ish. Not that that matters, but I just wanted to give you all a bit of a rough idea of the spend on this while it's still looking quite basic. For those that have been watching the videos and keeping up to date with it all, you know that the most spent items were the windows and the paint. The paint came in around, I think in total, around about the £800 mark after getting the extras that I needed. And then the windows came in at just over £1,000. So they're the most expensive things that I've spent on the van. If you're quite happy having your van white with no windows, it's quite cost effective. It's not that bad. So over the new year I've been looking at what other people have been doing to their vans and trying to, because I was finding myself in a bit of a sticky situation. Now that I've got the windows and the paint in, I wanted to know where I was going from here, because I was a bit unsure what would be the best method. And the method I think I'm going to go for is just work from the top to the bottom. So the next stage is, I've made a bit of a list. I think the next stage is what I plan on doing is putting like a roof rack on the top of the van to make it look really beefy and off-roady, make that look smart. Once that's done, I want to start looking at pre-wiring. So when it comes around to it, hopefully within the next month. This is the time schedule I have, is within the next month I would like to have the plans for the roof rack in. It might not come first, but I'd like to have the plans in place for it. The pre-wiring, I'm going to be hopefully speaking to someone from a company that does professional sort of pre-wiring and planning for vans and tiny homes type thing. That's my plan, is to go to these guys, have a one-to-one video, explain what I want and where. I've already made a plan. I mean, I'll stick it up here anyway. I've already made a plan of the type of electrics that I want. I'm keeping it very basic, as easy as I can really, because I don't want to overcomplicate it. I'm only going to be using the van for like weekends, maybe a week and a half travel time. Just a couple sockets, a couple light switches, a hob / cooker, diesel heater, a couple USB ports here, there and everywhere, and of course I want to try and implement a solar panel just in case it's needed. I highly doubt it. We don't get a lot of sun in the UK either, but it's just a nice have sort of thing. I'm no electrician or anything like that, so I don't really have a clue on where to start, which is why I'm going to go to this company and try and get like a layout, a plan sort of thing. I've already spoken to someone from a different company who's given me an idea of the type of electrics that I'll need, but I'd like to do this one-to-one with this other company just to see if they match up and then go from there. So that's the plan. That's like my two-month plan at the moment, is to get this roof rack done, the pre-wiring, and then look into doing the solar panels. At the moment as well, just while I'm talking about the roof, I'm still thinking whether it's worth putting one of these maxi air fans in or not. I don't really see the purpose in it other than to let it breathe and whatever while you're out and about. I would like, however, is to get myself a large sort of sunroof in the back, just on this back panel here, just as because the bed is planning on going that way. It'd be nice to have like a little sunroof, so when I'm lying there I can sort of look out at the stars, as cringy as that is. That's what I'd like to have. I'm also on that plan that I put up, you'd probably be able to see the layout that I'm planning on doing. So all in good time, my friends, all in good time. After the solar panel is measured and put in, I'd like to get like one of these Wi-Fi boosters that work off data, just so if I want to do some work or whatever like that on my tablet or laptop, things like that, I've got a bit of Wi-Fi to do it all on. So once that's all done, that's basically all the electrics I think I'll need. Once the solar panel's in, the pre-wiring for everything, TV I'm planning on having on this rib here, and all that jazz. Put that all in. It'll all be loose wires and whatever. Lighting, I need to figure out what I'm doing with the lighting. It'll all be loose, and then I'll be insulating it. Get that nice and insulated. Put the panels on with the pre-cut holes so all the wires can come out, all that jazz. So it looks slightly more furnished, so it doesn't look like a spaceship. Then I'd like to redo the floor. You're probably thinking, hold on, you've done the floor in like the second video. I know, but that was a sort of temporary thing. I'd like to get these panels back up, make sure that it's fully insulated, make sure no damp's got to it, and then do some, I'll probably have to fill some holes, because what we plan on doing, rather than screwing, is riveting these panels into place, because screws, they come loose, and through the vibrations they come loose, and the amount of times I've tripped on a couple of these screws in the panels, it's really doing my head in. So we're going to redo the flooring, make that all smart, then fit all the electrics. So as I said, there'll be wires hanging and everything. Once it's all panelled and looking smart, we're going to fit everything, screw it up nice and sharp. Along this point, towards the end on the list, I've got getting the bed in, because I've got a particular design that I want to do for the bed, and I think everything needs to be in place before I put that in. However, I'll probably get the frame for the bed or a temporary bed for the purpose of maybe using it between the point of getting it insulated and getting it finished, just so I can go about and do a couple things. So that pretty much sums up the plan for the van for 2023. Obviously, I say it all in a list like that is going to take a lot of time. It all depends on when the money comes in and things like that. I would like to get it finished by September of this year, or put it in a decent place for September this year, which I think is fairly doable. The electrics is going to set me back a fair bit. I can see the list of stuff I need, and that's going to set me back a fair bit. So there's that. The panels are going to be a bit, but we're going to get around to doing it. Gotta hold hope it will be done. So where is the channel going? Obviously this started off being like a brewing channel, and now it's slowly turned into this how to build this van conversion channel, and I haven't been doing much brewing. The reason behind that is the area of the den where I do the brewing, it's just full of bits of van and rubbish and garden stuff which has had to come in over the winter. I would like to say I'm going to get back into it, however the probability of doing it and keeping it tidy and smart, it's very slowly not turning out how I wanted it to be. The plan though, once the van is done, is I'll be travelling around and I'll be able to have like a little brewing station in the van, and I'll be able to take you to some nice locations and do brewing in some smart, tidy, picturesque locations. I don't know if you've ever seen any of those like food programs where they go away to Rome and they start cooking on the streets. Years old like that is, I can't remember what it was, but I want to bring something like that to the channel, not just doing it in my garden garage type thing. I would like to bring something a bit more classy and a bit more picturesque, something with a bit nice scenery rather than a nice boring white background. A bit of exciting news, however, is towards the end of February, early March, I will be bringing out a new video that is not to do with brewing and not to do with the van. I gave this a little bit of a trial back in 2020, the end of 2018, before I even got the van. I think it was about August 2020. It's a little adventure video, so in that video, which I'll link up in one of these corners, me and a bunch of friends went to Snowdon and I did a bit of brewing on the top of Snowdon. That's the sort of idea that I'd like to bring to you guys. It was a little adventure to the top of Wales, did a bit of brewing, showed you some sights, and it did okay. It was my first adventure video, more of a vlog than anything, and I think it went okay. I quite enjoyed it. So towards the end of February, that's when this video is going to come out. I'm not going to reveal where it is yet or what I'm doing. If you've liked the Facebook page or followed the Instagram page, you'd already have had a hint, because I do share things on my story. You would have had a hint of where I'm going. So if you haven't done that, go do that and you might get a good idea of where I'm going. Obviously I'm not taking the van, it is abroad. I'm not taking the van because it's in no shape at the moment to do these type of adventures. But that is something to look forward to, and it fits the theme of the channel. So I'm very much looking forward to doing that. And that's about it, guys. If I'm honest, as I said, very sort of short, boring little personal update to you guys. I just wanted to give you a little bit of something, just to have an idea of where we're going, what's happening with the channel. There's going to be loads of bits on the van that I probably haven't even mentioned, like, and I'm going to stick an awning on there. I said about the Wi-Fi, there's going to be lots and lots of stuff. I promise you it will look smart. It's just going to take a lot of time and money, and as I said, the cost of living crisis at the moment, and putting money away for this adventure, it's going to slow down the channel a lot. Ideally, I would like to get myself a tidier setup to do the brewing in, but at the moment I'm not happy giving you the content where it looks very basic. I'd rather give you something where it looks nice, get a proper setup, so you get all the good shots, which will all come in time. So once again, guys, thank you very much for the views and the support. I do enjoy making this type of content, and it's a big learning curve for me. I'm learning lots while I'm doing it, and it's just a big pleasure, really. I just can't appreciate it enough. As always, guys, thank you very much for coming along. I know this video is very, very bland, not very entertaining at all. It's just me spewing off a load of information to you guys about the plans that I wanted to do. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an insight to what we've done, how much it's done, where we're going, what's happening with the channel, and my hopes and expectations for 2023, which in a nutshell is to get this channel really going, bring you some quality content, and just enjoy doing it at the same time. If you guys do enjoy my regular content, if you haven't already, please do subscribe. It does help the channel. I'm not asking to be one of these big amazing YouTubers, but the more following I get, the more help it will be. So if you can, click that red button. That's all it is one click of the red button. I do have social media, go follow that, that also helps. Like, share it, comment, subscribe, you know the drill, guys, all that great stuff that you keep doing. So until next time, cheers.